Boom! What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Niners crew, and we are back, baby. One more position breakdown. We've gone through everything. We're not going to do specialists. We don't even know where our puncher is going to be, so we're going to spare you guys the emotions and the long fault position battles over that group. But today is DBs. It's all about that secondary, guys. Now, before we get down to the nitty-gritty, have to go through the formalities. Thank you guys for checking us out here on YouTube. If this is your first time here, please click that like and subscribe button, and you want to hit the little bell also so you get the notifications of when we're going live. Make sure you stop by and check out the website. It is www.nothingbutniners.com. It's going to lead you to all of our different articles written by a bunch of great writers, so we want you guys to stop by and see that. I know a lot of you people out there are paying to read other pages. I'm not going to say who they are, but there's good content that's out there for free, so you don't have to always go there. All right, so make sure you check that out. Also, you're going to see our social media handles, okay? Our Twitter and our Snapchat are nothing but 9ERS. Please give us follows on those avenues. And our Facebook and our Instagram pages are nothing but Niners, spelled all the way out. Easy to find. We also have the podcast, guys, all right? That is on every major podcast platform, wherever you get your podcast from, whether it's iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeart Radio, Google Play, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. We are there. Search for NBN, search for Nothing But Niners, search for 49ers, and you'll see us, man. We're going to pop up right there live and direct, okay? So, with no further ado, my man Nick is here. What's going on, baby? How you doing over there?
What's up, Mikey? It's good to have you back on the show, man. Missed you the other night. We did a mock draft, and we did like 4 or 5 mock drafts over the weekend, and had Eric Crocker on last night, doing his mock draft. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you check that out. It's in the videos somewhere down there. But yeah, man, I'm ready to get the rest of this positional breakdown, man. And you know it's coming up pretty good because now we'll only have about 2 weeks till the draft before doing it. You know, a couple more shows, but positional breakdowns will be pretty much done, and we can move on to whatever next segment we decide to do.
Absolutely, man. I'm all with you on that, man. I like that jersey you're wearing over there too, representing for the DB. Show the people what's up over there. Let me put the camera on you real quick.
Yeah, you know, baby, we got to do the 2-5 today.
Oh man, got the Sherm germ going over there.
Repping the Sherm germ.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mark is dropping us $20, man. Just big shout out to him as always. He's always coming up in here, dropping us that love and faithfulness, I guess you could say. Appreciate it, man. He says, Niner Empire, what's happening? Position breakdowns, baby.
That's right, man. Back at it, Mark. Thanks for the support, man. Keep it up, man. I love that. Love it, man. We thank you guys for all of that stuff, man. We would be nothing without you guys, okay? And we're coming up on 5,000 also. Guys, we're doing another giveaway at the 5,000 subscriber mark. So, and everybody is entitled to it. This is going to be another randomly selected thing where we can do a screen share again like we did last time, and we'll see who it is. So you guys tell someone to click that subscribe button. We're almost there. We're this close. We're that close, man. So I'm ready to kick this thing off though here, man. All right. Is there anything else? Did Mark say anything else with his message?
Nope. That was it. That was it.
Cool. Cool. So right now, the 49ers, we're going to be talking about the defensive backs. So it's going to be the safeties and the corners. All right. And there's a lot of them on this roster right now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 in total. Now, last year at the final 53-man roster, Kyle Shanahan decided to keep 6 corners and 4 safeties. So when you think about it, there's really only 4 people that we have to sit here and say right now they're not going to be here. Now, obviously, we reserve the right to change our opinions based off of what happens in the draft, but we're going to go from now and try to see if we can figure out who the guys are that we should be bringing back and who are some of the guys that we should be letting go of. All right, and we're going to try to stick to that format. Now, if we end up with less players, that's cool, but we don't want to do any more than what Shanahan and the group saved from last year. All right. And by the way, Nick's Twitter handle is 49erfaithful365. My Twitter handle is 49ersMike_NF. I don't know if I said that. I'm not sure. We were so anxious to jump into this, but you know, my bad. All right. So we're gonna do this in order of what the website, the team site says, or the app. And we're gonna start with Greg Maben. So Nick, I'm gonna toss it to you first, man. I want to get some of your thoughts on the cornerback, Greg Maben. Now he came in, he played at a couple of different positions for us. I'm going to pull up the PFF because I know everybody loves that. All right. But this young man, he's a 6'2" corner. Let me see here. He's 6'2", 24 years old. He's super duper young. He's been with the Bucks. He's been with the Bills, and then he was with us all in the same year. He's still here with us. So what are your thoughts on him, man? He went from the practice squad, and he was promoted to the active roster in November. And he actually came in and made some plays, too. So what are your thoughts on the young man?
Well, his first game in, he got tore up. Aaron Rodgers just dwindled him, just made him look like he had no clue what he was doing. But he definitely did start progressing throughout the year as he got more and more chances to play. And, I mean, obviously he was coming off the bench, just got caught up from the practice squad, wasn't probably really expecting to play, didn't sit down and basically learn what they were doing because you could tell his coverage skills were a little off. But, I mean, he started to progress. I mean, can we do better? Yeah, absolutely. I think his spot will be one of the ones that are up with the additions of Jason Verrett, wondering what Akello Witherspoon's going to happen, and also what we do in the draft. So I wouldn't say I think there's a 50% chance that he's on this 53-man roster this year, depending on what we do in the draft.
All right.
You still there?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had like 4 different windows pulled up over here. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at Maben, there wasn't a whole lot to be like, oh, we got to bring him back. We got to bring him back. You always want to see guys do well. You want to see guys be better, improve week after week. But we've seen him just flat out get targeted and get picked apart, like Nick said. That game that a lot of people felt we should have won. Who was it that got injured? It was Witherspoon?
We lost 2 DBs that game. Witherspoon went down, and then
Jimmy Ward?
No, it wasn't Jimmy Ward. It was DJ Reed, I think, got hurt.
Oh,
not Reed.
Juan Williams?
No, well, Kwan was already out that game. He came back like 3 weeks after that, but Kwan plays on the inside. So it might have been, didn't Moore play some corner last year?
I feel like it was Witherspoon, man. I feel like
we had I know we had 2 injuries that game because we were down to the third guy on that side.
And that final drive is when he just went after him, right? Was that the same game?
Yeah, it was literally like 2 minutes left in the game, and he literally just attacked him once he came in.
Another Iowa guy coming in here with some familiarity from, a couple of the other players on this team, but it was not good. That Green Bay game, man, he had a overall coverage grade of 24.5 on PFF. That was absolutely his worst showing there. Wasn't good at all. And he's been pretty inconsistent. He finished the year with a final coverage grade of 48.9. It wasn't enough to qualify. He didn't take enough snaps or anything like that. He had a really good grade of 91.5 coverage, and that was against the Chargers in week 4. It said that he took just 15 coverage snaps. But the week after the Green Bay game was where he got the most snaps. He got 26, and he finished with a 47.4. So it's nothing to write home here about. Do you think you said you gave him a 50-50 shot of making the roster? That's where you had him?
I give him a 50-50 shot only for the fact of seeing what we do for the draft. I mean, the additions of Jason Verrett, if Jason Verrett is healthy and he's playing opposite side of Sherman, that's 2. You're going to have Akello Witherspoon. And then depending on what we draft, where we draft, depending on the round and stuff like that, if you draft a corner in round 3, he's going to be on this team. So then you're going to be at 4. What did we carry this year? 7, I think?
No, we carried 6 corners and 4 safeties.
All right, so yeah. But I think the position of Jimmy Ward being able to play both, Tavarius Moore being able to play both, I think those are positions that we can limit on. depending on who we bring in for positions like running back, keeping active players, things like that, because of the versatility of Jimmy Ward being able to play corner if something goes down, Adrian Colbert playing safety, Tavarius Moore being able to play corner and safety. So I mean, Maben, to me, versatility isn't all the way there. So depending on where we draft somebody, if we draft somebody 3rd round or higher, they'll obviously be on this team. And that type of player could take his position. So see what happens.
I'm going to flat out say he's not going to make the roster. And that's not, that's just me hoping that the team moves forward with certain things. You know what I mean? Like, I want us to be improving. So if he's still here, I think the Niners are in trouble. He was very stiff. He didn't move too well. It wasn't anything that I was like super excited about. So I'm hoping that the team finds something better, someone better, and we can keep this thing moving here. All right, so let's try to move this thing along here. My apologies for dragging that out. The next guy up is Tavares McFadden. All right, Tavares McFadden is another 6'2" corner, 204 pounds. He's only 22 years old. He went undrafted in 2018, but in his time, he went from the Niners to the Colts, back to the Niners again. We don't have a lot to go on here. We don't have a lot to say because he signed with the team, and I don't think he did anything. I don't think that can you remember him doing anything? Or do you remember anything about preseason or anything like that?
No, but I think he was the other guy that came in. I think McFadden was the other guy that came in and got injured. I'm trying to look it up now to see who that second guy was that got hurt for Maben to come in. I know it was one of those guys, but I can't remember of exactly who it was, so I'll find it. But as for McFadden, I didn't really see anything. Now he played safety before as well, didn't he?
Yeah, so he's one
I
of
don't
the
think
guys.
he played it with us, but I think he played it in college.
He's one of the guys that moved around, but he's got. I'm looking at PFF here. They don't have anything for him. Let me click positions by snaps. I don't think. Yeah, it says there's nothing here to show. So I don't think he. I think you're thinking about Moore. We're on Tavares McFadden. I think you're thinking about Moore, and I don't think he did anything. Coming from Florida State, a lot of Seminole fans are out there. What do you think? You think he's going to make the roster?
I mean, I think any of those guys right there are really have a very slim chance of making the roster, depending on the moves that we make. Like I said, I think Moore will probably have more of a shot because he plays both positions. McFadden is probably less than 50% chance to make this team. I'm going to go with no.
I like that. I'm going to go with no with you also there. So let's keep this train moving here. We are 0 for 2, man, Nick. We got to start keeping some guys. So maybe this next guy up will change your mind. Someone that we had the pleasure of speaking to and interviewing. You know who it is yet?
What's that?
So this is the next guy is someone that we had the pleasure of speaking to and interviewing. Do you know who it is?
Shit. I'm trying to think of the corners that we interviewed.
It's not Colbert.
No, I know. Well, Colbert's a safety, so oh man, I remember who this was too. I don't remember off the top of my head.
It's all good, man. My guy, the singer in the group, Emmanuel Mosley.
Oh yeah, Mosley. That's right, Emmanuel Mosley.
He was a guy who was here during preseason. I'm not sure if he was ever bumped up to being active during the year, but I know that he also plays special team. Oh, he was active. As a matter of fact, his first game, bro, he had that one play where he like messed up his forearm. Like as soon as he was activated, he was on the kick return team or kick coverage team, and he ran to make a tackle or something like that. He hurt his arm. Done. He was done. And he's someone that I'm really, really anxious to see his career. I'm going to go out on a limb already and say that he's going to make the roster. And what it is that I think the 49ers are a little tired of this whole, we have to get these big 6'2" guys in here to play corner, right? Yeah, that's what Seattle did, and we understand why, and we like the long arm guys. But they really wanted to keep Mosley around. They also went out and they got Jason Verrett. And these guys are both under 6 feet tall. So that tells me that, you know what? Let's get out of our comfort zone. Let's try to make some different moves here. Now, Emmanuel Mosley doesn't have much for me to sit here and say I really like him other than his preseason tape. But again, it's preseason, so you have to take that with a grain of salt. He's 5'11", 184 pounds, but he's shifty. He's got really good feet, decent hips, and the Niners really liked him also. So
he's young too, right? What's he, 22, 23?
23. Yeah, he's 23. I like him, and I'm going to peg him in for making the roster for no other reason than the fact that he went from practice squad, he got promoted, he got injured, and they've had a chance to cut him, and they haven't. So I think that there's something there that they like. He's going to be the first guy I have making the roster.
For shits and giggles, I'm going to say he doesn't make the team.
Just to be different. My guy, Nick, coming through like no other. All right. Well, we're going to move on, and this next guy, I dare you. I double dog dare you to say he's not going to make the roster. It's none other than Richard Sherman. You're wearing the jersey right now. Now tell me he's not going to make the roster.
He is going to make the roster.
Of course he is.
Can't tell you no.
All right. Now, we do have some things to talk about here. I think this is deserving of spending some time on. What were your thoughts on the play of Richard Sherman this season, man?
Watching regular games on TV, he looked great. Going back and watching all 22, he looked shitty. He definitely wasn't healthy. He was doing some weird things. And I go back and I try to watch some of his Seattle games, and he kind of did the same exact thing where he rolls off of the defender. To like, even if the defender's going to the outside, he does a roll to the inside. I can't really explain how it works, but
he turns his back to the sideline. Like
he'll turn inward.
He's backpedaling, and then when the receiver breaks, he turns from the receiver to the quarterback to the safety, and then takes off, even though the receiver went on the opposite side. He turns like that, like he loops around. So this hand is the receiver. This is Richard Sherman, and he does this. It's so strange.
Yeah, it's really weird. And you watch it on the All 22, and if you guys have All 22, go and check it out. But you'll see what I'm kind of talking about with game-wise. But overall, he obviously, he wasn't completely healthy. I'm kind of interested in seeing how he comes back, because he wasn't the same Richard Sherman there as he was in the years of Seattle before his Achilles injury. He was getting burnt a lot. Teams weren't testing him. I don't know why. I don't know if it was just because Akella Witherspoon was playing so bad, or the corner opposite of Richard Sherman was playing so bad. But he definitely had some work to do, and I hopefully this offseason will get him right, and he'll come back to be that guy again. Now, I know if you go and you look at stats and say he only allowed 7 catches throughout the whole year, or blah, 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 whatever, fine. But this is where we talk about all the time. Don't watch highlight videos. Don't watch, things like that, because Richard Sherman can definitely be better than he was last year. Now, do I think he can be? Yeah, I think he can be. If he is completely healthy, 100%. I don't think he was 100% last year, and that's no excuse, because if you're on the football field, you should be playing. If you're playing, you should be damn near close to 100% and be able to do as you normally do. If you don't, you're putting your team in jeopardy, and obviously your career with an injury, and just the team itself. So was he rushed to play? I don't know. We had a lot of problems with players being rushed back to play last year, meaning Matt Breida, maybe Richard Sherman. Maybe that had to do with our doctors, not our doctors, but our strength and conditioning coaches saying that he was okay, or things like that. I don't know how well or easy it is for players to tell their doctor, "Oh, I feel great. I feel this way," and the doctor just clears them. I don't know how that works in the NFL. I'd have to ask Eric Crocker that. But I do suspect him to be better than he was last year, but don't get it messed up. He was not really good last year.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that one, man. I'm looking at his PFF grades and everything, and you guys have heard me rant on Richard Sherman, and I think he's going to get the starting spot, and I think that they're going to give it to him because they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt for a whole bunch of various reasons. But I'm not sure that he's going to actually earned the spot. You know, between his salary, what he means to the locker room and all that, they're going to give him the spot. But I don't know, man. I don't want to seem like I'm anti Richard Sherman, because that's not the case. I really like the dude, and I want him to return to form, but this just wasn't the year for him. And, you know, Nick was talking about maybe he was rushed back and things like that, and he took it easy a lot of training camp and practice and preseason and all that. He got a ton of veteran days off and throughout the season and all that. And look, man, I can't even use that as an excuse for him comfortably. If you are healthy enough to suit up, you are expected to not be a liability out there. And so if he's out there, he's out there. This was by far his worst year. And this isn't just me saying that. This is from PFF. He finished the year with a final grade of 68.9, which was his lowest, and by a significant amount. Before that, it was last year where he got injured in Seattle. He talked about how he was hampered and things like that with a 77.1. So, you know, this was a bad year for him, and a lot of people, like you said, Nick, are watching the stats and just think that he's great. Do I think he can improve? Yes. But do I think that the injuries are an excuse? I do not. If you're bad enough where you can't be now, let me rephrase this, because a lot of people would say, I'll take a 70% Richard Sherman over a 100% insert name. So you also are going to get a lot of results and see him playing more because of things like that. So perhaps that's why he was still out there. But I want us to improve. I want us to be better, so we don't have to depend on a 31-year-old guy who is coming back from an injury and things like that. You know, he's absolutely going to make the team, and I do expect him to rebound. I expect him to have a better year, and I'm hoping that is the case for Richard Sherman. You know, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, it's just you got to go back and look at the tape, the actual coach's film, or even like just condensed game or whatever you want to watch on the All 22. Big difference in what you've seen in Seattle and here. But like I said, I think he'll get better. I don't think he's going to – I don't want to say he's going to be tested, but that it's still a possibility, because Kyle Shanahan has overexpressed that if somebody comes in that's better than you, we're always going to better this team. So you've seen it with the Jason Verrett signing. Jason Verrett, when healthy, is a very good corner, and they're putting – that pressure on Ahkello Witherspoon now, or even could be Richard Sherman. So I don't think anybody's spot is safe, but I think Richard Sherman's is a little safer than others. What are you doing over there tonight, man?
I'm muting myself so you don't hear me typing on my keyboard and everything. So I'm trying to be professional.
I'm like, what the heck is this dude doing over there tonight? He's just like,
yeah, my bad.
Let us see that. Let us see that screen share. See what you're watching.
No, y'all don't want to know. Y'all don't want to see this one. Oh, he spelled his name. Okay, my bad. AU. All right. So the next guy by the way, yes, we both have him making the team for sure. I'm not even going to ask you that question. We have Richard Sherman making the team, and we have him. I think we both would have him improving also. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to improve. I mean, obviously, you know, like we said before, PFF is bullshit as well. But we're not really going by PFF. We're just going by naked eye. We read off PFF stats just because it just gives us something to gauge through. But I still say to Mike all the time, I want to get one of the guys that represent PFF on the show and ask how the grading system actually works, because there's a ton of people that you think would look really, really good in PFF, but they don't look good at all. And then people that you think would look really, really bad look really, really good in PFF. So it's garbage take, but gives us a place to set our standards too.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen, because I think they would feel like they're being attacked. But whatever, you know, it's all good. And by the way, shout out to Eric Sanchez. Thank you, man. We see the comments in here. He says, keep up the good work. So I did want to say thank you for that. All right, so the next guy on the list, man, is our slot corner for now anyway, Kwan Williams. Nick,
my boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was your guy, man. This was someone that you were hanging your hat on, and I want to get your thoughts, man. Now we missed him for a couple of games this year. He came back and immediately made his presence felt. He made like really good plays, and there's times where it's like, bro, what are you doing? You were right there. So, what were your overall thoughts on Kwan Williams, man? I like the young guy. You know, he's playing the nickel or the corner, the slot. And so, what were your thoughts on it all?
I mean, I've always liked Kwan or Kwan, however you want to say it, Kwan Williams, but I like his style of play. Like, I just wish that he would be very consistent with his style of play, because there's times he's really, really energetic and he's really fierce and he brings it. And then there's other days where he kind of stays back and he doesn't trust his own game. And the game that he came back, he was just so impactful. He was making hits at the line of scrimmage. He was good coverage. There's times he gets beat. Don't get wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. But there's times every corner in this league gets beat. And I'm not going to say that, lightly, because that's just the truth. But I would like to see more consistency from him. But I do like him in that spot. I think he's a little bit above average in the corner, at corner for the slot for nickel. He doesn't really make too many bonehead mistakes to where he's a liability on the field. But there are times he makes mistakes, but he's also, I don't want to say he's young, because he's not that young, but overall, I think he still has a good chance at being on this team. I know a lot of people want to see Moore play in there, or Reed, or guys like that, but Kwan Williams is not a threat to this team. He's not a liability, and you've seen it when he went down. When he came back, he was better than what we had in there, in my opinion. So, I mean, I definitely have him making the team.
It's going to be hard for me to say that he was better than what we had in there. He was different. He was a change of pace, and he was more physical. He was a guy who was not afraid to come down there and run support and lay the wood. If the play was in front of him, if he never had to turn around, the play was in front of him, he was a beast. Like, that's where he thrives. He's a small guy, man, but I'm telling you, people were talking about Richard Sherman possibly moving to safety because of how he's not afraid to hit and things like that. I think Kwan is even more physical than Sherman, but he's only 5'9". I doubt
it's not just about size, but he doesn't have the speed to play safety. Like, in this system, neither does Richard Sherman. Like, you have to be able to cover from sideline to sideline, especially in the type of defense that we play. We barely play cover 2. So it's usually only single high safety.
I think a lot of cover 2 is going to be coming this year too.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I mean,
with the Woods acquisition, I could see that happening.
I hope we get rid of playing so much zone, because it's just soft spots. Like, when you first started playing zone, it was good because people didn't know how to attack it. But now that people know how to attack it, they can just go all the way down the field on you. And it's nothing that you as players are doing. It's just that's the scheme. You can scheme and get their soft spots in zone. And once you know how to read it and once you know how to attack it, it's over. It's a nightmare.
Absolutely. Now, Kwan did have his worst year according to PFF this year with a final grade of 66.7. But the year before that, he was almost 10 points higher, 75.3. So, we've had him here for a couple of years now. We kind of know who we're looking at. And he, like Nick said, he's not a liability, but more importantly, I think he's actually an asset. I think that if Kwan Williams is the worst corner we're trotting out there, we're in good position. So let's not pretend like, he's going to be some guy that's hurting the team or anything like that, because he's not. He's not a
Dante Dookie Johnson or a Rashard Dookie Robinson.
Yo, fam, you're going to stop hating on Dante Johnson. He's from Jersey, all right?
I don't give a shit. I'm from Jersey, too, and he is Dookie.
You're a hater. No, but so overall, he finished this year with a coverage grade of 66. His overall defense, though, was a 66.7. So, he's pretty consistent in the same. And he ranked 56 amongst all coverage cornerbacks. And that was in coverage. And then he ranked 59th amongst all cornerbacks for his overall defensive grade. I forgot to tell you guys what Richard Sherman ranked. Are you interested in seeing that? I mean, Richard Sherman's numbers were very similar to his, so I'm imagining that they finished around the same area. Let me see here.
And Richard Sherman, how many games did Sherman miss?
Sherman,
Two?
he ended up being 50, number 50 and number 50 for both of them, defense and coverage. He had a 68.1 and a 68.9. 68.1 was his coverage grade. His 68.9 was his overall defensive grade. And that goes to show you that that's from the that's from his physicality and tackling, how he doesn't shy away from trouble. I'm going to tell you, you wanted to know how many games he played, right?
Yeah, I was just wondering, did he miss? I think he missed two.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. I thought he only missed one game. I feel like he missed some time in another one though, so I could be way off here. Give me 1 second. What I'm looking at his stat line here. I just want to see. He took 28 snaps on the defensive line. He took 71 snaps in the box. He took 17 snaps. This is Richard Sherman as a slot corner. 718 lined out wide. That's his natural position. 2 at free safety. 5 snaps at punt return. And 7 snaps on the field goal or extra point block team. Why do they have him playing? How did I miss that?
Him playing slot?
No, him playing on special teams like that. Punt return, field goal, and extra point block.
Yeah, I seen him on there.
I never saw that. Matter of fact, I'm looking at this. He only did it in week 1, week 2, and then week 14.
I was gonna say it was later in the season.
He missed weeks 4 and week 7, so he missed 2 games. You were right. Week 11 was the bye. So, yeah, I mean it is what it is. But whatever. I just don't remember Richard Sherman doing that. Why the hell would they have him do? And that he wasn't even healthy then. He still. I don't get it. I guess his DB started dropping. They figured let's not put him out there in those situations, like try to preserve him maybe.
Kyle Shanahan is big on his players playing special teams.
For sure. All right, let's keep this thing moving here. I know you got your eyes on the group chat, so I'm not gonna look at that. I don't want to. You can handle that. If there's anything in there that we need to pay attention to, you let me know. But if not, we're gonna keep this thing moving here. Our next guy up here is my dude, number 23, Ahkello Witherspoon. This is my guy. I am so excited to see Ahkello coming back this year, man. We were going through this together, man. I feel like this is like a family thing, man. This guy, man, I love Ahkello Witherspoon, and I think that a lot of fans are just super duper impatient. I really, really do. I feel like that they expect guys to come in and be Pro Bowlers. No, forget that. They expect people to be all pro players immediately. And I am completely okay with watching someone grow and become what you need them to be. It's not Ahkello's fault that the team doesn't have any it's not his fault that the team didn't have any pass rush. This guy, he's going to be good, man. I am super duper confident in it.
He's another one that I think is just too inconsistent. I think he gets in his own head. And I think some of it had to do with a little bit of coaching last year as well. Because you look at him in the beginning of the year, you look at our players in 2017, Adrian Colbert's, Ahkello was playing pretty good. Even when
Kawan Williams, all of our DBs took a step back this year for some reason.
Yeah, every single one of them took a step back this year. And we were always yelling at the TV, why are they not putting their heads around? Why are they not putting their heads around? And it was asked to Robert Saleh sometimes is where you don't feel you leave it up to the defensive back. Excuse me. If he doesn't feel like he can get his head around, then play the hands and don't turn the head around. So he got a lot of penalties for that this year. I think it was more of a mental breakdown in Ahkello than it was a physicality or athleticism breakdown. I think it was more in his head. We saw him get benched, and there was rumors out there that he was just so high on himself that he was playing well, and then all of a sudden, boom, he hit the gutter. And when I first, you can remember me, I pretty much called him a bust. In the first couple games or whatever, like like after we drafted him, like what is going on here? Like this guy cannot play. But I've seen growth in him, and I've taken that back. And I know a lot of people are big, but that's just, I mean, a lot of our fans, man, it's like if you don't perform year one, then you're trash and just get out of here. And ever since, like I said, I bring this up all the time. Ever since I talked to Ian Williams, am so much more in perspective as it takes guys 2 years to become something, to even get on that right track of playing in the NFL, whether it's speed, agility, the learning process, things like that. So step off of my boy Akello, man. Akello will have a bounce back year. And even if he's not playing full time, it could still be good for him just to learn more. It'll put more fire in his ass that he's not the best on the team. Because when you're drafted that high and you come in here, you got something to prove to these guys that are undrafted guys or practice squad guys. And if you slack off, man, and you get replaced, then I don't know. I think he'll have a big year this year, though.
Absolutely, man. He he wasn't drafted super high, but he was drafted high enough where we built up expectations for him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And talk about the year one to year two difference. I told you guys how Kwan Williams was in the 70s last year, and he went down to the 60s. Witherspoon was at 74.5, and I'm looking at PFF, obviously. Witherspoon was at 74.5 last year, all the way down to 44.9. The entire secondary took a step back, and I think that's why you see guys get fired. And what was his name? What was the DB's coach? We have Woods now, but what was he? Came from Cleveland. Oh, Hafley. Yes, yeah. Thank you, Jeff Hafley. I think that's why he's gone now. I honestly think that's why he's gone. Witherspoon was not as bad as what we saw this year. A lot of those BS penalties, and I know that affects his grading here with PFF, but a lot of those penalties were super garbage, like really, really bad. But it is what it is. When you build up a reputation, you get 2 or 3 penalties in a game, the next game they're going to be expecting you to do that. So it's going to happen. All that aside, though, man, Akello Witherspoon showed a ton of promise in his rookie year. The coaching just seemed to be really, really bad. And I'll be honest with you, man. You know what? You guys know I'm the person that's going to tell you exactly how I feel. I think all the DBs took a step back because of Richard Sherman. I'm going to go out there and say it. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. When the offseason came around, we heard Hafley in an interview say that he lets Richard Sherman do whatever he wants to on the field. And then when he would come to the side, he would say, hey, how come you did that? What were you thinking there? He doesn't correct him. He didn't do any of that shit. He would let him do what he wanted. And so that tells me that if Richard Sherman's out there doing something, right? So imagine this. Hafley says, hey, Witherspoon, hey, Spoon, I want you to do X, Y, Z, right? And he's out there and he's trying to do it. And then the next week or the next day in practice, while Witherspoon is trying to do X, Y, and Z, Richard Sherman comes to him and says, hey, why don't you try J, K, and L? What's Hafley going to do? Nick, I'm asking you now in a hypothetical situation. So you already have admitted you let Richard Sherman do whatever he wants to do, right? Now you're trying to teach the rest of the group, and then Sherman says, hey, try doing this or whatever. Do you think Hafley says, no, don't listen to Richard Sherman, listen to me?
I mean, if you're an NFL coach, yeah, that you should say that.
Right. Not what is he supposed to do, not what he should say.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that Richard was helping with coaching, but I don't think it's as bad as you're making it seem. But I know we're doing hypothetical. I think if we're being hypothetical, I think Hafley was a little bit intimidated by Richard Sherman.
Beautiful said. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah,
almost starstruck.
But I don't think Sherman was out there telling him opposites of what to do. Like I don't think that I don't agree with that. I mean,
I'm not saying he said opposites. I'm saying he's making different suggestions.
Right, but that's opposites. I mean, if I come to you and tell you do X, Y, Z, and then you come to me and tell me do JKL, like you said, that's opposite. That's something different.
That's not no. See, like opposite is like, when you're lay down and then he comes over and says sit down. Okay, no. Like jump. Okay, don't jump. Just kind of like pop. Don't really jump. Make it look like it doesn't mean opposites necessarily. Just something. It's just not the same.
Just a different way of doing the technique.
Right. Anything that's just different. And that's a problem. You have to have a universal thing. I don't think it's a coincidence that everything went downhill because Halfley and Richard Sherman. I honestly don't think it's a coincidence. I really, really don't. And I'm gonna have to go back and listen. I'm pretty sure I said that when we signed Richard Sherman. I'm pretty sure I said that.
Well, I remember you getting a little ticked off that the coaches were letting Sherman do whatever he wanted, meaning on the field and coaching and things like that. But I mean, when you have a 5-time Pro Bowl or whatever, how many ever times he's been to the Pro Bowl, a Super Bowl champion, the player at his statue, like that doesn't hurt to have him as a player / another coach helping you with DBs, like, because it's the same thing as we want our linebackers to do with our new linebackers. Like we wanted Navarro Bowman to take Reuben Foster under his wing, and he didn't want to. But yet we're getting mad because Navarro Bowman didn't do that. But yet we're getting mad because Richard Sherman did do that.
But there's a difference. There's a difference because we assume that we never heard anybody say, "Oh, I let Bowman do what he wants to do out there." We never heard that. In fact, we know that wasn't the case because Bowman was pissed off about his snaps being taken from him. If he was doing what he wanted to do out there, we remember all the fallout. Remember the little snide comments that he was making on the side. We know for a fact that they weren't letting him do whatever he wanted to do out there. He was taking orders and he was listening, right? That's when you want a player to take a younger player under his wing and say, "Hey, listen, man, do this, da 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 da." You, like, coach is giving you the right thing. You got to trust the system. Trust the system. That's what you want from your veterans. But like you just sat there and ran off all the accolades of Richard Sherman. When those accolades walk through the door, and you're Halfley, I'm from the Browns. What do I know? You know, we got 4 wins in the last 6 seasons. Like I'm a Brown. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't let him just He's either a coach or a player. That's it. Like, if you're not going to spread the same message, it doesn't have to be the opposite. But I get what you're saying. If you're not going to spread the same message, then what you're doing is detrimental. That's it.
Yeah, but I mean,
we're going to be wrong. We have to be wrong together. If everyone is running the same exact play, but it's the wrong play, at least we're all there together and doing the same thing. You can't have one guy running one play and another guy running something else while your safeties are running a third play. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't put the blame on single people, but I mean, that's where I don't think Richard Sherman was telling him to do. I think they were working together. It was just like Richard Sherman was another voice in the DB room because of his experience. And I'm sure that happens a lot in the NFL everywhere. Maybe he should have toned him back a little bit on the field or practices and things like that, but I wouldn't take away the voice of a player like Richard Sherman teaching my young guys as a coach.
Let me rephrase everything that I'm saying because I don't want this to be misconstrued. I'm not saying I don't want Richard Sherman to be vocal. I'm not saying I don't want him as a coach on the field. I'm not saying that I want him to be quiet and be subdued or anything like that. What I'm saying is I want his message to align with the coach's message. Not I'm saying do this, but he's saying do that, so just listen to Richard Sherman. That's what I don't want. That's not cool. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I was just saying I didn't want people to think that we were trying to say, like, so you just explained yourself now. So it's fine. Yeah, I was just trying to explain, like, you don't want to, like, I don't want to take somebody away from our team that has played in this system and is pretty much that type of player who knows this system, who probably knew more than Jeff Halfley.
Which is probably another reason why he was submissive to Richard Sherman.
Because
he's like, who the hell am I to try to teach the system? This guy is here. Like he helped, like he's one of the original guys. Like, this is what we're trying to emulate. So of course he knows more than me. You can't be a respectable coach if that's your mentality. You can't. You can't. Imagine Sean McVay trying to coach guys who are older than him, you know what I mean? Or close to his age or whatever, But imagine him trying to coach guys and be like, "Oh, well, you've been here longer than I have. I can't." No, get out of here, man. This is my show. This is my show. I'm the coach. You're the player. If you're not going to spread the same message as me, then you can't. Don't spread a message at all. Get out there and execute what I'm telling you to do. Any coach should have that mentality. Any coach. And I don't think Halfley had that in him. I don't.
No, I don't think so either. And I think we'll see a big step up from the DBs, and I still think Richard Sherman's going to be the same Richard Sherman. It's just, and it's not taking anything away from Hafley, but I still think Richard Sherman's going to be the same Richard Sherman with his mouth and his voicing his opinion to players as in how they can get better, which I'm not against that. But I think that there will be more structure and more coaching going on than there was with Hafley.
Absolutely. I'm with you there, bro. I do want Sherman to stay vocal. I want him to be on the same page as Woods, though. That's all. So I'm with you there, and I think it's going to happen. I really think that this is going to happen. So now we're going to get back to my guy. All right, so Witherspoon making the team, right? Oh, here's another bold prediction for you guys. Not only does Witherspoon make the team, he's the starter. I don't know what's going to happen with Verrett. I don't know what's going to happen with Sherman. If Verrett is healthy and he's going to be a starter, then I guess you guys just said Richard Sherman's getting benched. I'm planting my flag right now. Akello Witherspoon will be the starter in 2019. I'm saying it, and I'm standing on it until I'm proven wrong.
So as a starter, you mean just starting the game?
Whatever you want. He's going to be the majority player at the corner position. CB2, CB1, whatever it is, he is going to be out there 70+% of the time. He is going to be our go-to guy out there.
It's a bold statement right there.
Yep, it absolutely is. Because so many people are disrespecting him. Oh, Verrett's here now, so we got Sherman and Verrett. Listen, you guys can say what you want.
Look, I like Akello, but if Verrett is healthy and can stay healthy, he's a 10 times better corner than Akello.
And he's even better than Sherman right now, too.
Yeah, but
so that
they're not going to
Now Sherman has
Akello Witherspoon will be benched before Richard Sherman is.
Because of what?
Because of incentives.
Well, then that means that the team is not doing what's in the best interest of the team. If Akello Witherspoon is outplaying Sherman, then Akello Witherspoon should be the guy in there. Make Richard Sherman, 31-year-old ass, a rotational player.
Yeah, but I mean,
I get what you're saying.
I agree. You put the two best on the field, but I don't think Akello's outballing Richard Sherman. Not yet.
And that's where we disagree. I think that Akello Witherspoon can offer more than Sherman now, not 4 years ago. Let's keep it in context. But I think Akello Witherspoon can get out of his own head, and I think that he can bring more to the table than what people are going to give him credit for. So that's sincerely what I think.
Yeah, and it's not a bad. I mean, it's a bold statement, but I don't think that. I actually think it would be really good for Witherspoon to take a back seat and learn for his future. But that's me. I mean, I like Witherspoon. I don't think he's trash. I think he has the athleticism and the ability to play corner. It's just I think he gets mind fucked a lot. Excuse my language there, but but yeah. So
all right, so we're gonna keep this thing moving here. The next guy is going to be someone who has a 31.2 coverage grade. All right. He has a 32.1 coverage grade and a 31.7 defensive grade, 89 and 93 ranked respectively. All right. My man, number 38 now, Adrian Colbert, 25 years old, good safety. He was another person that we had the pleasure and honor of interviewing. He was a fun interview too. And he was telling us all the guys that were in the room, how they were in there playing the game and everything. Like they were just chill. The team already had a very nice bond. You could hear it in his voice. Talk about a step back. This is probably the most significant one. His rookie year, he had a grade on PFF of 73.1. This year it went down to a 31.7.
Yeah, but I mean, he only played what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
No, he played a lot more than that this year. He played a lot more games than people are thinking. He missed week 4, and he came back in week 5, 6, and 7, and then that was it after that.
Okay, so he played 3 games.
No, I said he missed week 4, so he played weeks 1, 2, and 3, and then he played weeks 5, 6, and 7. So he played 6 games.
Played 5, 6, and 7. I thought you said he missed. Yeah. He started missing there.
No. I'm sorry. Week 7 was his best week. It's weird. So if you look at his all right, so the injuries in the middle of week 4, and then you have the chart of week 1, and this is what his grades do. Week 1, week 2, week 3, blank spot for the injury. Okay. Week 5 is way down. All right. Week 6 is back where weeks 1, 2, and 3 were. And then week 7 was up. He was trending in the right direction. And that's why I have confidence that he can bounce back. That plus he's getting rid of number 27 and putting 38 back on.
Well, we don't know if that's true yet, but
why wouldn't it be true? Why would he just tweet that out?
Because he said, I think I'm going to go back to 38. He didn't say I'm going back to 38.
All right. Well, I'm going to guarantee it. I'm going to message him right now. I'm going to say, you go back to 38, I'm buying 3 jerseys.
Yeah. So right. While we're doing that, let's talk about jersey numbers because Fred Warner changed his from 48 to what, 54?
Fred Warner, yeah, went from 48 to 54, yeah.
Yeah, Quan Alexander is going to wear 56. Jordan Matthews is going to wear 81. Trent Taylor's going to 18. What were the other ones?
Were there other? No, and then D Ford and what's his name were still undecided. Verrett.
Yeah, there was some other ones though that I could have thought. I don't know who it was though. I might have got them all. Let's see what they were. Oh, Mayo's going to wear 59 and Tevin Coleman's going to wear 26.
Who is Mayo? I'm kidding. But yeah, like, come on.
Would you like Mayo with that? No. Yo, I actually watched some tape on him. He was actually decent in Carolina. He played actual linebacker spot.
He did that in special teams. Special teams is his thing, but he definitely stepped in. He's a fiery guy. You could tell that he knew, like, look, I'm not going to get back in here to play linebacker much because of Kuechly and Davis that were in there at the time. But
Adrian Colbert's tweet was, "I'm changing my number back to 38." It wasn't, I think. I just looked it up real quick.
But you could tell that Mayo, like, I got to make the most of this opportunity. He was a fiery guy. Like, I really like seeing him out there. So, all right. So, where are we at now? My man Adrian Colbert, he had a down year. He was fighting injuries and things like that. Super hesitant in his head so much. And this is something that you can say about Quan Williams. You can say it about Ahkello Witherspoon, and you can say it about Adrian Colbert. These guys were so reactionary. Their instincts went out the door. All of them. Every single one of them. Instincts seemed to be gone. And it was wait for something to happen and then move on it. And, I mean, with all the speed that Adrian Colbert has, it was a bad look, man. It was a bad look. And it was a night and day difference. Again, according to PFF, he dropped over 40 points from one year to the other. That is insane to me. That is crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And so I'm waiting for the 2019 bounce back. My man is going to be solid. He is someone else I'm going to put my plant a flag, and I'm going to say that he's going to be our starter at the free safety position. I'm going to plant my flag on that one. What were your thoughts on our number 38 or 27 right now, whatever, Adrian Colbert? What were your thoughts on him?
I watched a lot of film on this guy. His angles are really piss poor, in my opinion. I don't know if that was because he was hampering an injury or what, but it did start to get a little bit better. But he comes downhill. But I've been saying this a while now. His route recognition just looks horrible. Like he doesn't study any film. Like to me, that's what it is. It's not that he's not athletic and speedy and can cover sideline to sideline. It just seems like he doesn't watch tape. Like that's what it seems like. And I've said this on our show before, but that's the biggest thing that I have with him. I think that's like the biggest red flag that I have with him is that he doesn't look like he studies enough to understand the concepts. And you got to remember, this was really his first year of playing safety. I mean, the kid, he was a corner in college his 1 year, and we converted him to play safety. You would think that safety and corner are two different positions and two different concepts and recognitions as playing over the top and seeing everything compared to playing on your hip as a corner. So you're not riding a receiver, you're looking and you're scanning the whole field and have to know with route recognitions, but that's what looked the worst to me. Like, but I mean, I think he'll get better. I'm not counting him out yet. I don't think he starts this year if Jimmy Ward is healthy, because Jimmy Ward's going to start. But whether Jimmy Ward is going to finish the season, I don't know.
Yeah. I hear you, and everything you're saying makes sense except for one thing: the whole Jimmy Ward thing. Jimmy Ward was healthy to start the season, and he wasn't a free safety. Adrian Colbert still had the starting spot, so I don't think he's going to relinquish that position to Jimmy Ward. Even I think he's going to come back. He's going to be motivated. He's going to be more focused and determined to keep his roster spot.
Ward played free safety in Minnesota game. What do you mean?
What?
Ward played free safety in Minnesota game.
I don't care. Adrian Colbert was the starter. Adrian Colbert started every game that he was in there.
I disagree with you on that one.
Put the tape on. Pull up the game. Look at our first defensive. Drive. He was absolutely the starter every game that he was in there. Jimmy Ward was practicing and playing corner all off season because Richard Sherman was missing snaps because they were letting him still heal. And I guarantee you, Adrian Colbert was the starter. So he's going to come back. He's going to be determined to stay there and be that guy in the system. He's not going to want to sit there and just give it up to somebody else. And we know that there's guys that are going to be coming in there and wanting this position. You know, they're going to be trying. They're going to be trying to take his spot and everything. And you want guys that are trying to take someone else's spot. You want guys that are going to be fighting for the starting position. But it's not going to happen. I got a lot of faith in this guy. I'm putting it out there, man. Putting it out there. So only tape I have to see on Ward is on his ankle. Yo, that is funny. I'm sorry.
That's funny though.
It's disrespectful as hell, but that is funny, man. All right, so yeah, people are gonna stop hating on Jimmy Ward too. I'm gonna get to that. I can't wait to get to that. By the way, you guys see my Jerry Rice signature? Can you see that on the camera here? Jerry Rice autograph football here. It's my man, my homie Jerry, man. That's my boy. Let's see here. All right. So do you have Adrian Colbert making the 53-man roster? A quick yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
But you don't have him as a starter. You think it's going to be Jimmy Ward starting in his place?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I like that. I got him making the team also, but I'm gonna stick with my man Adrian as the starter. So up next, I know you're looking to see who got the first snaps in the defensive front there.
Adrian Colbert had the first snaps, yeah.
Yeah, I told you he started. So I got Antone Exum is the next guy here. He is somebody. Was this Mr. Pick Six? He got the only pick six this year, right?
Yeah.
Give that man a starting role. Let him be the starter right now, man. That's all. That's what we need, man. We get 12 of those a year. We're good money, man. Antone Exum. No, what were your thoughts on him? Because he had an up and down year also. He's someone who I was watching and I was baffled. I think he's someone who went from safety to corner and all over the place. He was really just a body out there, and anywhere they needed him to be, he was there. So what were your thoughts on Antone Exum? Was there anything in particular that stood out about him? Was there something that you saw that made you say he has to come back to the 49ers? Because I don't know if I had that. His numbers for the year, he had a coverage grade of 63.5 and a defensive grade of 65.3. They were 64 and 61 respectively. And if I look at his career grades and snaps, I can't even remember what year he first came to the Niners. I'll be honest with you.
Who's that?
Antone Exum. He was with us in 2017 also, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I think 17 was his first year.
Yeah, no, it was his first year with us because he was with Minnesota.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying, with us, yeah.
Yeah, and if you look, let's see if his numbers went down. This will be interesting. He might be the one guy whose numbers went up because he actually got more snaps this year than he did last year. So let's see. Let's see if he defies the odds of the whole Richard Sherman thing. And he did. He did. In 2017, he only had a grade of 45.8. In 2018, he had a grade of 65.3.
So he went up.
Huh?
He went up?
Yeah, he went up. Yeah. But he didn't play a lot for the Niners in 2017, so it was a very, very small and limited sample size in 2017. So I don't know if that's why. But more snaps comes more comfort. You would hope that you get a little bit better. But either way, take it for what it's worth. He went up 20 points, well, 19.5. 19.5 points from 2017 to 2018. But Nick, man, give me your thoughts on him, man. What do you think?
I mean, he when he came in, he was making some tackles. He had the pick six. But I don't think that he's like a guy that must be on this team. Like you were saying, like not saying you were saying that, but you know what I mean. I don't think that he's a must guy. I think he is another guy that's going to be competing for a spot. His roster spot's not guaranteed depending on what we bring in. Would I mind him coming back? I could really care less, truthfully, with him. I mean, if he's here, fine. Like, he's not a liability. If he's not, then that means we got better. So I could really care less either way.
Yeah, I think that okay. If he makes his roster, he is the bottom of the barrel guy. He would be the worst guy that we bring back, if that makes any sense. He's not going to be a starter. He's not going to be a guy that is even the first guy called up in case of an injury. He's going to be that utility player. He is our poor man's version of Jimmy Ward on this roster. He's going to be the guy that can play safety. He's going to be the guy that can play corner. He's not getting slot though. I think he's a little too big for that at 6 feet. But let me see what snaps by position he played. All right, so I can give you guys some numbers here. He did take a couple of snaps in the slot, 46 for the year. All right, so he took 385 snaps at free safety. He took 146 snaps as box safety. He took, I don't want to count kick and punt, wide corner, lining up wide. He only took 3 snaps there, 46 snaps in the slot. So he's a safety, but they put him down in the slot a couple of times. So never mind, maybe he can play slot. He didn't line up wide at all much, only 3 snaps all year. So my apologies. Anton Exum, the safety. And he did both. So you keep him around for that, he's the backup free safety on the team.
Well, he won't be because Ward's back. So Ward and Colbert.
But Ward was here last year.
Yeah, but you got to also remember Exum was a backup to Jaquiski Tart, who went down. He played some snaps there. He played snaps when Quan Williams went down. But I think with the upcoming of DJ Reed will take his roster spot as in playing those positions. Because Reed played in the slot. Reed played box safety. So I'm keeping Reed over him all day long.
Okay. All right. I respect that. I think that he's like a fringe guy for me, man. He's right there on the border because, like I said, he plays both safety positions, and I think that there's a value in there. I think the team likes having him. He's 28 years old, so it's not like he's going to be someone that's required to be around. You know what I mean? He's right there on the bubble. You know what? This is what I'll say. The Niners draft a safety, he's gone. I'll make it that simple. If they don't draft a safety, he's here. That's my answer. I'm not trying to sound rude or anything like that, but I have no other way of calling it. If they draft somebody, that person's definitely going to make the roster because they want to make sure that they gave it all they could, and that's going to take his spot. So that's where I'm at with it. Your final prediction: gone or staying?
I think he's gone.
All right. I like the turnover that we're doing here, man. All right, so let me just go back up to the top really quick. We got Greg Maben gone, Tavares Moore gone, Emmanuel Mosley I had making it. You had him gone also, right?
I had Moore staying though, didn't I?
No, Mosley.
Yeah, but you said we both had Moore going. I think I had Moore staying.
I haven't said Moore yet. I said
you said Tavarius Moore.
Oh, I meant to say McFadden. We haven't got to Moore yet. I meant McFadden.
Yeah, I had McFadden go.
Yeah, Maben gone, McFadden gone. I had Mosley staying. You had him gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Richard Sherman, I got 3, you got 2. Richard Sherman staying, Williams staying, Witherspoon staying, Colbert staying. We got Exum gone also. All right, so for me, that's the 4 that I needed to get rid of for everyone else to make the roster based off of the final 53-man roster from last year. But I'm telling you, I have at least 3 more guys that I don't have making this roster. So let's keep this thing moving, though. This is a lot of fun. All right, this next guy is someone I have never heard of. His first name is Goodwin. His last name is, I'm probably going to butcher this, but it's Igwebuki.
Yeah, it's like Yubake or something like that.
All right. So what do you know about this guy, Nick?
I have absolutely no clue. I think he was a practice squad guy, and he just
I don't
came up on a
a
team
practice
because
squad
of injuries.
I think he's someone the Niners added this year, like this offseason, because I paid attention to a lot of our practice squad guys. Unless he was someone that, you know how all 10 of our practice squad guys got like bumped up to the starters? Maybe he was one that, like, once one of them got bumped up, they had to pick up someone else, because I have no idea who this guy is, and I would be lying if I don't know. I know nothing about this guy.
I agree. I have no clue.
All
See,
right.
guys, we're rational. We admit when we don't know.
No, we're not know-it-alls. We're just like you guys. We fly by what we know, and we're gonna stick to what we do know. We're gonna put our foot in the ground and stand firm on what we know. He's got no grades on PFF at all. He's 24 years old from Northwestern College. Let me see something here. Let me see if he's got any career stats. So last year he's got nothing. Let's see defensive grades.
I'm cutting him either way. So,
huh?
I said I'm cutting him either way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have him making the team either. I just want to see if he's been in the league for a while, and it looks like this may have been his first year. He's an old ass rookie. He's almost 25 already. Is he really a rookie? All right, let me see what the team. Yeah, 2018 was started with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and then the Niners picked him up. He apparently had a tackle for us. What the hell? It says 2 years experience. However, it only says 2018. So maybe he didn't make a roster and stick last year, but this past year he did. Yep, he's gone. Okay. Sorry, Godwin, whatever.
Hasta la vista, Godwin Uyobaki.
Yeah. All right, so the next guy is Tavarius Moore. Nick, man, I'm going to let you start with this one because these Tavarius and Tavarius, these guys get me confused. I do know that this is the one that played.
I like Tavarius Moore. I think he had a lot of upside. I think that his versatility can help him. Like I said, he can play corner, he can play slot, he can play safety. He plays special teams. This is easy for me. I think he is. He wasn't a liability. He excelled. You could see him getting better as weeks went on. I think he is a good athlete, and I think he definitely makes a 53.
Okay. All right. I like that. Nice little quick breakdown, quicker than I expected it to be. But I think I like this guy too. I remember plays where I was like, oh, let's go, Moore, let's go, baby. Like, come on, that's what I'm talking about. And there's times I'm like, oh man, this guy is not good. He's one of those guys that you go up and down with, and it's not like a game-to-game thing. It's literally like a snap-to-snap thing for me. So he finished the season. He didn't take enough snaps where he qualified for anything. His final coverage grade from PFF was 49.7. His overall defensive grade was 52.1. Again, but not enough snaps. So I don't know if, what is it, 400 snaps maybe or something like that they got to take. He finished the year. No, it's not 400 because he took 500. Actually, that's not true. If you take away his special team stuff, he doesn't even have.
I think Croc said on our show last night, I can't remember if it was him or not, but I think he said he would play more at safety.
No, not looking at what he did last year for us. So last year he had literally one snap at free safety for one snap at free safety, 32.
No, I know. I know he didn't have snaps there, but I'm just saying what Eric Crocker was saying when he was doing his draft. He said he would move Tavarius Moore to play safety more consistently because he could play there.
Well, that's what he was in college.
Right.
And then we decided, oh, well, you got really fluid hips and maybe you can be a corner. I don't know what this team is doing with him. I really don't. This is honestly a Cornelius. What's his Tank Carradine? This is Tank Carradine all over again. A guy who did one thing and was really good at it in college, and they say, hey, let's try something else.
Solomon Thomas too.
Yeah. It's and I hate.
If it's good for one, it's good for Thomas too. I know you hate Thomas, but it's good for him too.
No, it works. No, it works. What I was gonna say was I hate that teams do this to players. Like, you see this guy, you like his film. Okay, let's create something completely new. Why are you doing that? I hate it. Listen, I didn't even like when we did it with McGlinchey, moving him to the right tackle. I didn't even like that. It kind of worked out for us. He was okay at it. He was decent, he was good. But like I just don't like that. We saw the Eric Flowers experiment. Isn't that the tackle?
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, but we did it with Colbert too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like it. I hate that teams do that. Now, here's the difference though. Here's the difference with Colbert. He was a 7th round pick. You drafted him purely off of his athleticism and the testing. That's fine. That I understand. But Tavarius Moore was a 3rd round pick for us. This is somebody that you get and you expect him to at some point contribute. This is somebody that you want to keep around for a year or two, and then, all right, it's your time now. Like, this isn't somebody that you just say, all right, let's just flip a coin to see where you're going to go. That's not cool. He only had 32 snaps in the box. That's Jaquiski Tartt's territory. He had 1 snap at free safety. He lined up wide at corner 186 times, and he played in the slot 9 times. All right. But he had a ton of snaps on special teams. He was all over special teams. So we got to make him the team, right? A 3rd round pick. We're not letting him go yet, right?
Yeah, I'm not even just letting him go because of the fact that he's a 3rd round pick. I mean, I just think there's a lot of talent. And it was a grooming year. So, I mean, yeah, I have him making the team. I like his versatility. I mean, he can play those 3 positions. If something happens, he plays special teams. So he's not a liability. I mean, it was his first year. There's some plays that you wish you could get back, obviously, and there's some plays that you're like, damn, this kid has a lot of skill. So I'm not cutting him. He makes a 53 for me.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gonna make it for me too. I'm not gonna sit here and try to pretend like, ooh, I don't know. No, he's definitely gonna make it. I wish I could talk to this. Maybe we can. I wish I could talk to him and see how he feels about being moved. I don't think that these guys get moved and are happy about it. I really don't. But we'll see.
I mean, it really depends, because if you're telling me that you feel that I have the need or the ability to play somewhere else and it's going to help me fulfill my dream, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with it, because if I play safety or corner and a team says, hey, we really need help in this back end and I think you'll be better there, can you do that? I'm all for it, because it's going to allow me to fill out my dream and play in the NFL. So if you're a guy who played for 10 years and you played such and such position, or like Eric Reed, when Eric Reed got pissed off about moving a linebacker. Well, yeah, because he's already established in the NFL. So when you're a young guy like this, you're going to do whatever you possibly can, I would think, me personally would, to make a position on this team to fulfill my dream of being an NFL player. To where, like, Eric Reed was in the league for 4 years or whatever, 3 or 4 years already, and they're like, oh, we're going to move you to linebacker.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Absolutely, man. I get you. Eric Reed had the build, and I'll be honest with you, he was actually pretty good as a linebacker. I liked him.
Well, he liked it after he played there.
Yeah, but I get it. I get his apprehension towards it. I'm trying to, especially because you're going into like your freaking.
He was going into his contract year.
Yeah, like, don't move me, and I'm going to my contract. This is my opportunity to get paid. Like, so I get it. The next guy up here, we're gonna move on because we got to make it the team. And yes, there is a lot of untapped potential there. So I agree with you there. Not just because of the 3rd round pick. So I agree with you. The next guy is DJ Reed Jr., because you can put the juniors on the plates now, on the nameplates. Another 5'9" guy. He ran a 4.51, drafted in the 5th round last year by us. And this guy is someone else who moved all over the place, okay? He had 27 snaps at the box safety, had 172 as a slot corner. Remember that, guys. That's where he played the most. He only lined up outside as corner 5 times, but he also took a lot of snaps at free safety, 154 snaps there, all right? And then, of course, all the special team stuff. Do you have an impression on him? You want me to tell you his scores and grades before, or do you want me to wait?
No, I like DJ Reed. I like, he's a baller. I mean, he's got that dog in him. He's got that attitude. He's played, 3 different positions. He has versatility. I'm excited to see him play again. And as good as I am, as big of a fan I am of Williams has to watch his ass with this guy, because this kid can straight out ball. And yeah, so I mean, definitely to me, I mean, it's a no-brainer you keeping him on his 53.
Now, I think he takes Williams' job. I'm going to say it. I think he takes Williams' job this year. He had 172 snaps at the position last year, so why not, right? That's my logic. That's my thinking. Let's do it. Let's get younger. What game do you think was his best? Nah, I'm not going to make you do that. I'm not going to make you do that. His best game, according to PFF, was Denver. That's funny. I was just watching that out there before we started. Hold on.
That's a lot of good teams. Good game.
But the Niners did it while they were making a push for the playoffs. So let's not downgrade what we did. He finished the year with a defensive grade of 66.5. Wasn't great, wasn't bad. His overall defense was higher than his coverage grade. His coverage grade was only 57.8, which goes to what you were saying, Nick, that dog, that physicality, that mentality. That's it. You know what I mean? We talked about it with Richard Sherman, and we talked about it with Kwan Williams when they make their presence known, not just in coverage, but with tackling and in the run game. That's him. So I like him. I got him as a starting slot next year.
Right. I don't think he starts.
No,
I don't think he starts.
Kwan Williams holds on to it.
Yeah, I think this coaching staff likes Kwan Williams, because if they didn't, DJ Reed was playing good, but when Kwan came back from injury, they would have left him out, and they didn't. They put him right back in.
I thought, I could be wrong, but I thought Kwan was like playing through an injury, and so
no, he missed games. He missed games, and then he was out, and DJ Reed took over and was playing, and then the minute Kwan came back, which I think was like week 7, or maybe it was the Raiders game, came back and then just started balling out again, and then DJ Reed was just taking some snaps. He wasn't taking as many as he did before.
Right, but Reed wasn't playing. I meant to say Reed wasn't playing through injuries at one point this season. I thought he was playing through some injuries, and then when Kwan was finally healthy, they were like, all right, come chill. Let's throw Kwan back in there. I thought that's what I know, that he took over for Williams once Williams got injured, but then I thought he got injured also, and then Williams came back, and they were like, all right, Reed, you can take it easy now.
No, because I think they were on the field at one point at the same time, because I think Reed went to outside. I'd have to look up the snap counts by weeks. Like, you could probably see that. Like,
yeah, I can see it here. I got
like
it.
If you looked it up. But I think he was playing strictly slot, nickel, and
it's not going to tell us if it was at the same time. I can't. Like,
I'm saying, but you could see, like, if he diminished like weeks, like his snap count. Like, I think it was week 7 or week 8. I can pull it up on coach's film too, real quick.
So he had, here we go, by snaps and by position. If we look at it on a week-to-week basis here, he had the most snaps at slot corner were week 14 and 15. And then it went down to 18 snaps in week 16. So 55, 56, and then 18. But week 14 is also when, what's his name, came back. I'm pretty sure that he was still there. Let me see. Let me pull up Let me pull up Kwan Williams again, okay? Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I think I can't remember when he came back, but
Kwan Williams. Don't forget that apostrophe.
yeah, I got it. Clear of knee injury, December 28th.
All right, so I said 14, 15, and then 16, he went down to just 18 snaps. So it was 55, 56, and then 18. And if I look at Kwan Williams, that was weeks 14, 15, and 16. If I pull up Kwan Williams snaps those same weeks, all right, so he missed 14 and 15, and then week 16 is when he came back and he got it. So yeah, he only hit. So Kwan Williams had 32 snaps that game at slot, and Reed only had 18. So
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think that it'll be an open competition, though. I mean, I'm not saying that. I just think if Kwan Williams is healthy, he'll start the year. But like I said, he can't slack off because DJ Reed's going to be right behind him, I think.
absolutely. All right, let's keep this thing moving. We're almost done here, man. We're almost out of the woods here. The next guy is Tyree Robinson. Give you $1 if you can tell me you know who he is and you say it honestly.
Nope.
Hey, you could have lied for $1 and you didn't do it. Nick is a man with integrity, ladies and gentlemen. I like that. Tyree Robinson came from College of Oregon Ducks. He's 24 years old, and he has been in the NFL for I don't know how many years. He was drafted by the Cowboys. He's an undrafted free agent, I should say. So he came from the Cowboys. He has a grand total of no defensive grades. I think he's just a camp body. So let's not waste time on this one. You have him making the roster?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. We're going to keep it moving. Next up is our guy, the newly signed with the new jersey number, Jason Verrett. Oh, no, he doesn't have a jersey number yet. Either way, I guess no number is the new number, right? So maybe he'll be double zeros. Jason Verrett. Nick,
somebody was saying in the chat that Verrett was going to pay Colbert for 27.
Give it to him. Shit, hell yeah, let him have it.
Well, I think that could be why the jersey number's changing.
I like it. I'm happy about it. All right, so let me pull up the career grades because PFF loves Jason Verrett. He was drafted by the Chargers in the first round. This guy is super duper talented, and he's fast as fudge. All right, now fudge isn't really fast, but I was trying not to curse. 4.38 speed, 5'10", 188 pounds. 2014 was the year he was drafted. Okay, he's got no current snaps, but let me pull up his history here. All right. So in 2014, God, this dude is really freaking good, according to PFF. Now, let me start this by saying I only know highlight tape of Jason Verrett. I don't have access to going back in the All-22, so you guys have to forgive me for that. I can only pull up, you go to Google or even YouTube, you type in his name and you look for whatever you can find. That's all I've seen of him. All right. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. What I see from him is very fast feet, good hand placements, good hips, and a guy who learns, like he has mastered this thing where when he's running downfield with a receiver, he doesn't put a hand on him, but it's like a wrist. Like he puts a wrist on him and he turns around and like tracks the ball in the air. I really, really, really like this guy. Okay. His coverage grades are all over the place. And you can tell because of, the injuries, it's what contributes to it. So his rookie year, he had a coverage grade of 82.5 for the entire year.
What year was that? 14?
Yes, sir. 2014. But he didn't finish that year. He got injured that year also. He only had 223 snaps. 2015 was his best year, which was also the year that he played the most, 720 snaps, and he finished with an elite grade of 90.9. 2016, another injured year where he only took 260 snaps. he finished with a grade of 61.1. And then 2017, only 63 snaps. So what is that? 1.5 games, 53.4. So not good. This is a guy that you could quite literally say is trending in the wrong direction. But they have the snap breakdowns here from week to week, and they're not bad at all, man. He's a willing tackler. And this is what I'm looking at just based off of PFF, guys, again. So, bear with me here. He's a more than willing tackler. He's got better tackling grades than Richard Sherman and Quan Williams here. His coverage grades are elite, and then they're average. So it depends on who he's going against. And you can tell. All right, so let me try to paint a picture here. Arizona and the Raiders are his best coverage grades. His worst coverage grades are against Buffalo and Seattle. Okay. Now, what do these teams have in common? Where he has the best coverage grades, this is 2014, it's against teams that have stationary quarterbacks, and they run very scripted plays. He can study film. He can prepare for the game, and he's good to go. The two teams that he has his worst coverage grades against are Seattle and Buffalo. All right. Athletic quarterbacks and a lot of, like scramble drill type plays. All right. So all of your preparation, all that goes out of the window. Now, in those same exact games, he's got his best tackling grades. So he's still willing to lay the wood, even if his coverage takes a drop. I think that this is somebody we should be excited about. I really, really do. He's coming from TCU. This guy is going to be out here and balling and very, very soon. Now, he's going to be 28 years old soon. So let's not feel like he's going to be around for a very long time. But he's got very low mileage on his legs due to his injury history. It's all about whether or not he can stay healthy. I don't think anyone is questioning his ability to play, but maybe I'm wrong, Nick. What are your thoughts on Jason Verrett?
Dude, he's a low risk, high reward guy. I think if he can come back from injury, which is a big if, he's been injured. He had an Achilles and an ACL, like you said, not obviously at the same time, but he did have those injuries. And if he can come back, I mean, it's a lot of, lateral changing and things like that. An ACL injury is a little bit different for a linebacker, a corner than it is like a quarterback. But this is a really low risk, high reward signing. If we can get him healthy and he can stay healthy for 2 years, we'll be good. I mean, it's a win-win. If we don't, it's $3.6 million that we're eating. So why not do it? Somebody his caliber when healthy, if we can keep him healthy, we got to steal.
All right, so here's the hard part, Nick. Try to predict it, man. Does he make the roster? Because if he's healthy, the answer is going to be yes. If he's not healthy, I think they have him out. But what do you think, man? We're trying to predict his health.
This guy's already running on a treadmill fast as hell, and he's going to make the team. He's going to be healthy.
We have seen other 49er DBs do that before, and they did not come back. So, and they were running the treadmill and looked even faster. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be really, really interesting.
I mean, we could say the same thing with Quan Alexander. He's squatting 300 pounds already.
Yeah, I'm excited about that guy. I'm not going to
lie. So, it depends on the person's body and how they heal. So, I'm taking a flyer on him, dude. I think he makes this team this year, and I think he makes us that much better.
All right, so let's keep this thing moving here. I got him making the team also. Next up is Jimmy Ward. And a lot of mixed emotions about this guy. We're going to put some respect on his name, though, Nick. I know you don't like him, so I guess I'll be on my own doing this. Jimmy Ward is somebody who is our switchblade. People talk about who's the last switchblade player that we had? Bruce Miller. Bruce Miller was a guy that people called a switchblade. We try to say it about Juice, but Juice doesn't really do as much as even Bruce Miller did as far as lining up in formations and being effective, carrying the ball and all that stuff. Bruce Miller was better at all that, in my opinion, than Juice was. But I digress. Delaney Walker was another switchblade player we had. I think Jimmy Ward is the switchblade player of the secondary. This guy is playing all over the place. He plays box safety. He plays free safety. He plays outside corner. He plays slot corner. And he does all of them at an average rate. Not stellar anywhere. If you ask me, I would prefer him to be in the slot because he's got really quick feet, good hips, and a very intelligent guy. I think slot is really, really good for him, but he's most comfortable at safety. He has said, I'm happy to be back at my natural position. He's already gone on the record saying that. So, Nick, man, what are your thoughts on Jimmy Ward?
Yo, you want him to play slot. Do you remember the Julio Jones game? And
Nope.
Against Atlanta, he got destroyed for like 3 touchdowns playing the slot.
Who was he covering?
Julio Jones and somebody else.
Well, it's fucking Julio. So what?
It don't matter. So what? We're just going to say, oh, he can score a touchdown because it's Julio?
It's Julio.
It don't matter. Didn't you just say earlier you step on the field, you should be playing to 100%. You don't go and let 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns.
Bro, he was at 100%, and it was Julio. Oh, it's Julio, bro.
Excuses for Jimmy Ward.
I'm not making excuse. It's Julio. I don't even know what else to say. It's Julio.
Okay.
So he was supposed to shut down Julio Jones
because he's Julio.
Was he supposed to shut down Julio Jones?
Because he's Julio, nobody's supposed to shut him down, right? Because he's Julio.
Was he supposed to shut down Julio Jones?
Do other corners shut down Julio Jones?
No, they don't.
So he scores every single time. No, get out of here with that shit. Go wherever you're going. Let me just catch up in the chat real quick till Mike gets back. Jimmy has his own room in the hospital. Watch Jimmy Ward ball. Ward makes tackles on his busted coverages. Swiss Army knife legal. Switchblade not legal. Mike did dip on me. Jimmy Ward is trash, just like Trent Baalke. I saw somebody asking when we were going to be doing another mock draft. I think I might do one tomorrow night. I might jump on and do my own. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a fan come on tomorrow night and do it yet or not. It really depends. I see Casey's in here. What's up, Casey? Little Chan, DV, Ray, Luke, anything goes. Graybush. Let's see who else. Josiah. And Mike's back.
All right. What did I miss? Oh, I know what I missed. Jimmy Ward is supposed to shut down Julio Jones in a football game.
Dude, you have to shut him down one time. But you're acting like no corner is supposed to shut down Julio Jones.
No corner can shut down Julio Jones, bro. What are you?
So then why doesn't he have like 80 touchdowns on the year? Because he gets shut down.
He doesn't get shut. Nick, do you know what shutdown means?
Yes, shut down. How many times? You're telling me that Julio is gonna average over 100 yards a game because he's Julio and nobody can cover him. He doesn't have any games where he gets shut down, right? None.
No, no one's shutting down Julio Jones except his injuries. No one shuts him down, bro. What year was this game that you're talking about? Please tell me.
I don't remember.
Oh my God. I really need you to remember. When did the 49ers play the Falcons? Oh, was that the pick at the stick?
No, it wasn't a playoff. It wasn't a playoff game.
Neither was that one. Pick at the stick was our last regular season game.
It was the last home season game, yeah. Yeah, but that was a game to make the playoffs. It wasn't that game.
All right, so week 15 we played Atlanta. This was in 2016. We played Atlanta. He was a right cornerback, so he was probably Julio, not playing in the slot. He played right corner. He had a coverage grade of 48.9. He gave up 29 yards. So that can't be it. That can't be what you're talking about. He gave up 2 receptions. Okay, he was targeted twice. He gave up both catches for a total of 29 yards. You're telling me that that's not good enough on Julio Jones?
He also gave up 3 touchdowns to Julio.
He only gave up 2 catches. How can he give up 3 touchdowns?
He gave up 3 touchdowns in a game against Atlanta.
No, he never did that, bro. Oh my God, you're talking about Brandon Marshall?
Or that's who it was. It was Brandon Marshall.
If you don't get the
Even worse.
Oh
even worse.
My God, Nick, stop. Nick, just
even
stop.
worse.
You're trying to hate on him. There's
Even
like a
worse.
6-inch difference. All of them were live.
Wait, so give me the excuse now because now we're talking about even a worse receiver. Like
his rookie year was 6. Nick, it was his rookie year, and Brandon Marshall was 6 inches taller than him. All they did was throw it up high and out of reach in the end zone. He was where he was supposed to be. He just couldn't reach it. What do you want him to do?
Oh, I'm gonna have to pull this game up now.
You don't have to pull it up.
They weren't out of his reach. They were not like
Nick
throw up in the back of the end zone and him catch them. No.
Oh my God! I promise you, they were throwing jump balls to him.
What year was that? What year was it?
His rookie year was 2014, and that game was against. Oh, where was he? Was it the Jets or was it Denver? Where was he playing that year?
He wasn't playing with the Jets. It was Denver, I think. So what week was that?
No, it was Chicago. Brandon Marshall was with Chicago.
Yeah. Chicago Bears, yes.
That was week 2 against Chicago. He gave up 5 catches, right? It was 5 for 5, but only 39 yards. They were literally only throwing to him in the end zone because he was shutting them down everywhere else. Come on, man. I'm not going to let you do that to Jimmy Ward, bro. Absolutely not. You are crazy. Like, you were trying to hate on him. You were trying to hate on him. 5 catches for 39 yards. Okay, yeah, 3 of them were touchdowns, but he was the height difference was crazy. It was crazy. Oh man, I can't believe that's the game you brought up. His rookie year, bro. Oh my God, man. All right, so I know you're looking something up over there. You want to try to keep up the hate on him and everything like that. And look, man, Jimmy Ward isn't he. If Jimmy Ward could stay healthy, I promise the perception of him would be vastly different amongst 49er fans. So, Nick is he's trying to get me hot over here, bro. He's bringing up the Brandon Marshall game. The Brandon Marshall game. Like, that's like me asking Derek to stick me in the post in basketball. Derek's not going to out-rebound me. He's not going to make more layups than me. Like, he's not going to make any shots. That's what it was. And his first time playing basketball, that's not cool, Nick. It was his second game ever. His second game in the NFL. Come on, Nick. You can find a better reason to hate on him than that, man. His second game in the NFL against Brandon Big-Ass Marshall.
A better reason. He's never healthy.
Yes, that's a better reason.
Never. I'll just give you that reason. I'm not saying that he can't play, but he's never healthy. So what's the saying?
The best availability.
The best ability is availability. Bro, and this one, dude, oh my God, this play is funny. I'm going to bring it up for you.
What are you about to do, a screen share?
Yep.
No, because it's not.
Oh, we can't because of the.
All right. Get it right to where you want it, and we'll make it quick, and then no one will find it.
No, they'll find it. They'll find it. They'll find it. It's fine. I'll show you afterwards.
What play was it? Just let me know what play it was.
It was 3rd and 2, and he gave up a 17-yard touchdown. It was.
I guarantee it was the over.
21 seconds left in the second quarter.
Over the shoulder pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was he supposed to do? He's trailing.
But no, he's not trailing. You watch him. He's not trailing.
Oh, so you're telling me
he just stares and watches the ball go up.
He was hip to hip with him?
Yes, he was literally hip to hip with him.
Which means that he was just literally outsized then.
No, actually, he fell. He literally kept running straight, and Brandon Marshall just stopped. I'm going to show you this when we're done.
All right. But that's like I said, his second game in his career, his second game ever. Like, come on, man. And he was where he was supposed to be the entire game. He was hip to hip with him a lot. He did a good job other than the fact that he was just way too small. And it was stupid on the defensive coordinator to not send help his way. How many times you got to see a player get burned before you say, hey, you know what? Maybe I should send somebody else over there with him.
And
that's
the next one,
he
literally just got boxed out.
Mm-hmm. Literally
Like,
all game long.
He couldn't even get in front of him.
Yeah, that's what Brandon Marshall did. He just boxed him out because he used his size. He used his frame.
Yeah, but you said they were all where he couldn't reach them. You said that they were all thrown up in the air. They weren't.
That's literally what boxed out means, bro. I'm boxing you out of position.
No, this is not a box out, dude. Like a box out like that. It's not a box out basketball.
You just said box out, not me.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you what it was.
He got outsized, bro. That's what it was. Do you have him making the team or not? We know what Jimmy Ward can do. Do you have him making the team?
He's making the team. Obviously, he just got an extension. He would have been cut a long time ago.
All right, so he's making the team. Is he going to start? Oh yeah, you already got him playing starter.
He's going to play safety. Yeah,
he's not starting at safety though. I don't think he's going to start at safety. All right, so that's Jimmy Ward. We both got him making the team. I don't know if he's going to be a starter, especially at safety. But yeah, he's going to be on the team. All right, so that leaves us with just a few more guys here. We have 3 safeties left to discuss. That is Marcel Harris, Jaquiski Tart, and Terrell Williams Jr. So let's start with Marcel Harris. Marcel is someone that we saw a little bit of this year. 208 pounds, a 6-foot guy. All right, 2 years experience. He played in 37 games. He started 9 of them. No, that was in college. My bad. I apologize. What were your thoughts on Marcel Harris, though, Nick? Because I know that he's someone that we're not going to have a ton of memories of or anything like that. So is there anything in your mind that stands out about him?
He's fierce. He doesn't shy away from contact. He does hit. He's a dog too. I like him personally. From what I've seen him play, I think he has the ability to play. Like I said, he doesn't shy away from contact. He'll go right at you, and yeah, I mean that's what I want on my defense. I want a dog. So I like Marcel Harris. I think that he has an opportunity to make this team, and as well as make the 53 and get a chance to play some.
This is the one time all night long that you call someone a dog and their defensive grade isn't higher than their coverage grade. The one time it's happened all night long. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he comes fierce. Like he's not. There were times where he tried to lead with his shoulder instead of wrapping up. But what I mean is, he's not afraid of contact. He's going to try to put the hit stick on you. As to where you have other guys on this team that just like go for their legs, like they go for ankles.
Yeah, he's the guy that likes to get square and try to drive through you.
But when you do that, there's more of a chance to miss tackles, and you can see it with Quan Alexander. He's so fast, he likes contact, but there's times where he just bounces off and just misses tackles that he doesn't wrap up, and that's all coaching though. That's all coaching. That's not like ability.
Yeah. You take away special teams. The majority of his snaps came in the box, so he was a guy who played a lot for Jaquiski Tart, especially from week 13 and going forward. So you saw a lot of him at the end of the season. He did have a couple of snaps. You know, with the box, sometimes you're taken out. They take out a defensive lineman and you're down there. He did have a couple of snaps at safety. In the slot. And what was his next highest one? Free safety. 75 snaps at free safety also. His grades, I want to pull up his game-by-game grades really quick. Bear with me because I feel like he had a really good game in a game that we were bad in. And I kept thinking, well, at least Harris is having a decent game. I could be wrong. And it was at the end of the year, but I can't remember which one it was. It was not the Rams game. I mean, that game was horrible. Oh, no, we won that game. His best game of the year, according to PFF, was Denver. Denver was the best game that he had.
I told you, everybody played good in Denver. It was a win. Everybody played good that game.
Oh, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is the game that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that was a horrible game, though.
Yeah, it was horrible but he had a decent game that game. It's Tampa Bay. I'm looking at his grades here. Oakland, he had a good grade. Tampa Bay had a good grade. And Denver, he had a good grade. But it was the Tampa Bay game. I tried to MIB that game out of my mind. That game hurt. Like that was probably our worst game of the year, right? Is that can we say that?
No, I mean we got blown out by the Rams. like
Yeah,
the
but it's
40.
the Rams. Like, and I don't the Rams. All right, remember when we played the Rams last year, 2017, and it was the last game of the season. They had all of their backups in there. We blew them out. I feel like that's how it was when we played the Rams this year. Like,
Yeah, but we didn't have all our backups in then.
yes, are you kidding me? Week 17?
No, we didn't get blown out week 17. We got blown
had
out
all
the
our
first game
backups.
we played them.
There's like this team was full of like who.
No, I'm saying we got blown out like 43-9 or whatever it was the first time we played them in the year. We still had everybody but McKinnon and Garoppolo.
Nah, it wasn't that many healthy people. We've never been that healthy.
We got destroyed, yes.
Oh, yeah, we got destroyed, but we've never been that damn healthy. All right, so what's up with Harris, man? Is he making the squad? I mean, yeah. I like this young man. I think he should come back. I don't think he's going to be a starter, but I got him making the team.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's definitely making the team.
Are you interested in the grades of the next player? It's going to be Jaquiski Tartt.
No.
We don't need to go over his grades. He's going to make the team also. This is Scott's guy. He had a down year also, another player that just seemed to take a step back.
He's had an entire down career in San Francisco.
Oh, you don't like him, huh?
It's the same as Jimmy Ward. It's literally the same. We're keeping guys around when we have youth that, I mean, don't get me wrong, Tartt, when he wants to play, he's good. But dude, the best ability is availability, and he just does not.
Why'd you say when he wants to play? It's not like he's trying to get injured. Come on, bro.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, I'm saying, like, he can play. Like, he is an athlete, but it's just a matter of being able to play. Like, he's been hurt his entire career too. And nobody brings that up. Nobody talks about that. I think he's played one 15-game season in his entire career. So he's the same as Ward. He can't stay healthy. And if you got guys like DJ Reed that can play that position, or Tavarius Moore in other positions, or Adrian Colbert's instead of Jimmy Ward's, why are these guys still on the team?
Nick, you got Tartt making the team?
Yeah, he's gonna make the team, but I think
he's gonna start.
That I think is up in the air.
Wow, I did not expect that answer from you. Now you got my interest. Okay, hold on now. Now we got a conversation here. So Tartt's the box safety. We just talked about Marcel Harris, who played it. We talked about Anton Exum, who played it. And even Jimmy Ward played it. Who, if not Tartt, is going to be your box guy? Just tell me who he's competing with the most for that position.
Who I think has the most opportunity is Harris.
I like it. Okay, Nick. All right.
Yeah, I do. I think he has the most ability to be able to play that position. He's physical. He's a little bit bigger. He can come downhill. He's not afraid of contact. He's not that bad. I mean, obviously, he's got to get a little bit better in coverage because he's not like he hasn't been playing for 5 years. But that's all stuff that comes with youth and better coaching, and or with age and better coaching. To me, Tartt is, and I've met Tartt, and it's not that, we've both met Tartt, and it's not that he's not a cool dude and he's not an athlete, but dude, I'm tired of losing. Like, if you can't stay healthy, there's no reason you should be on this team. If a younger guy beats you out, bye.
Is he good when he's healthy, Nick?
He is good when he's healthy, but we haven't seen a full healthy season from him.
You don't see a lot of full healthy seasons from a lot of NFL players.
So. Bro, not for 5 years in the league.
I'm telling you that if you look at 10 random players, not on the 49ers, it's going to be really hard. If you look at 5 years of any 10 random players, it's going to be hard to see 16 games for them. I'm telling you.
Yes, I'll give you that, 16, but more than 8 in a season for 4 years straight.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so then just tell me this really quick, and then we're going to wrap this thing up because we're just getting to the point where I can still make this a podcast. If Tartt doesn't get the starting position, should the Niners cut him or keep him around this year as a backup?
No, I mean, I think he's eligible for backup spot. I think, like, it's not that I hate Tartt. It's just a matter of I'd rather see somebody else get the shot there, especially youth, and when we're building this defense, because I have more confidence in somebody that's younger to stay healthy than I do in Tart. If it was strictly athleticism, I like Tart, but I haven't seen that athleticism. It's the same reason why I hate Jimmy Ward so much, because Jimmy Ward, when healthy, can play. He's not. I wouldn't say he's like way above average. I think he's an average football player, maybe slightly higher than average. The same thing with Tart. When Tart is healthy and can play, he's a good safety. I mean, he's a good player. But when you're building this team right now, that molding, that mending together, you need. And if you go and play 5 games with Jaquiski Tart, and then he gets hurt, now you're looking at a position of another player coming in and learning how everybody else works. So to me, Marcel Harris is going to be right on his tail. And I think Marcel Harris could take over that starting position there. But I would keep Tart as a backup.
Bro, I like it. I like it a lot, man. You added some flavor to it. I think Tart will be on the roster, and I think he's going to get the starting position. I'm the guy that thinks that it's going to be Colbert and Tart as our free safety and free safety and strong safety respectively. I like that mix that we had going on with them. I would love to see it come back to fruition along with Quan Alexander and Fred Warner underneath, man. Those 4 together excite me. The speed between the 4 of them and the power between the 4 of them. Because, not only was Colbert a fast guy, he was a hard hitter. You know what I mean? Like, Colbert loved bringing the wood. And we can get that poor man's Goldson and Hittner feel back if Tart's healthy, because Tart leaves the wood also. But like you said, the best ability is availability. He's got to be out there. He's got to play for a long time.
It's not like Tim Duncan. I scrolled up in the chat room. He says Tart played well. I don't know what Nick is talking about.
You never said that he didn't play well.
Yeah, I never said that he didn't play well. I just said that his availability hurts the team because he's always injured. I never once said that he doesn't play well when he's there. He's an athlete. I didn't say that. I'm saying if he can stay healthy, if we can guarantee a healthy 16 or let's just say 14 games, we won't go full 16. Let's just say 14 games. I would love to have Tart starting, but I haven't seen that from Tart in his entire career. I've seen 8, 10, 12, 15 games, 7 games. Like the amount of time that he misses is equivalent to like a year and a half of injuries throughout a 4-year contract. I think 5-year contract.
I think because he was a
because we took the option.
He got a 3-year extension last year, or 2-year extension. So this is the first year of his extension. So this is 6 year with us.
I don't know.
He's been with us a long time. And here's the bottom line: he, on average, Tart plays 12 games a year. That's on average, and that's probably pushing it actually. So,
we lost you. I don't know what happened. Yeah, West Coast, you're way late, buddy.
Doesn't have all over again. Verrett is one of the best corners in the NFL when healthy. The problem is that he's never healthy. So you got to take it for what it's worth. That's how you got to look at it. And so we got to see. We got to hope. We got to sit back and hope that he's healthy and he comes in ready to play. That's all.
Yeah, we lost you there. You literally completely froze, I guess.
I was actually in the middle of defending you. I said I was defending my man Nick. I don't know, but the point is that we got to hope that Tart is healthy. Like I said, he averages 11, 12 games a season, and that's not quite enough when you're trying to build a team to make a run. To make a playoff push. You can't have all these phantom injuries and things. I'm not saying phantom. I shouldn't have said that, but you can't have all these injuries and things like that holding you back. Ability is really, really there with Tart. The availability is what's not. And so we have to be able to, supplement that. And in the case of Marcel Harris, if Harris steps up and takes it to the next level this year, Tart's job could be in trouble, and rightfully so. No one, like Kyle Shanahan said, is safe. No one, other than, what did he say? Running back and and quarterback or something like that. Those are our two best positions. So
Yeah.
that's really it, man. Nick, is there anything else? Oh, there's one more guy that we got to talk about, and this guy has nothing here listed on PFF. Terrell Williams Jr. or Terrell Williams. I don't know who he is. I won't pretend to know who he is. I tried to find out if he took any snaps. He did not. So he's a safety also. I'm going to flat out say he's not going to make the team. 6'4", 212 pounds. Nick, does he make the team for you?
No.
All right. We're not going to waste any more of your time, people.
I just looked this up real quick. Tart had 15 games, then 9, then 8.
All right. So 15 and 15 is 30. 9 and 8 is 17. So that means
47 games.
So he's played 47 games in 4 years. So like I said, 11, 12. That's exactly where he's at. He's at 11.5 or some shit like that. Exactly what I said. And that's not enough. It's not enough. So I get you, man. I get you. He's got, what is that, 16 games a season? What's 16 times 4? 4, carry the 2. It's not enough, man. Out of 52 games, he's played 47. Is that what you said?
He's played 47 total games. So that would be, that's 17.
Out of 62 games. Out of 62 games, I'm sorry. I forgot to carry the 1. Out of 62 games, he's played 47. That's not enough. So, you know, you want to see more from him. That's all. But the talent is there. It's unquestionable. He's really good. He's instinctive. He's powerful. He's fast. And he's a good tackler. He's also good on blitzing, too. One of my favorite things to do is see him behind the line of scrimmage. He's a monster back there. But you got to see him. You got to see him. That's the problem. So, all right, man. Tart's going to make the team, man. I like this, man. Nick, we didn't agree on all of them, which is actually better for the show, but we both have Tart. We got Tart, Harris. We have Ward, Verrett, Reed, Moore. I think we were split on Exum. I said no to Exum. Colbert, I said yes. Witherspoon, I said yes. Williams, I said yes. Sherman, I said yes. We were split on Mosley. We only got 10, so we opened up 2 roster spots. If based off of what we said together, we opened up 2 roster spots because they had 12 the last year, the final 53. So that's good because we got more running backs. So we'll see how that plays out this year, and we might also have to keep 3 quarterbacks. So the floor is yours, man, for final remarks, man. Take us away, man.
Yeah, so one of the guys had asked what we can save if we cut Jaquiski Tart, so I'm trying to look that up real quick. So pre-June 1st, it would be dead money of $3 million, only 1.85 savings. Post June 1st, it would be 3.35 million. Savings, only 1.5 dead money.
I was going to say it's going to be the same because he just signed this deal. This is the first year of the deal, so.
Well, it's after post June 1st. It's less. It's only 1.5 million in dead money and 3.5 savings.
You said the same thing for post and pre.
Yeah, but it's flipped. So pre June 1st, it's 3.5 dead money. And then that dead money after June 1st goes to savings, and the 1.5 that we would save pre goes to dead money for post. Got it? Good. So,
well, like I said, final comments are yours, man. Let's take it home.
Yeah, no, I mean, guys, thanks for joining us. As always, thanks for the donations. I seen a $2 one in there. I meant to say something like that on, and yeah, so I'm good. I don't have anything else. I might do a mock draft tomorrow night. Just have your bell set.
Yeah, man. I'm available also. So I haven't done a 2.0. I haven't done any trades yet, but I definitely want to get in on that. So guys, make sure you locked in. Like you said, turn on the bells. Let's get out of here, man. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful.
We out of here.